Listen, Rams fans, something heavy is hanging over the Coliseum. We see the wins, we see Matthew Stafford slinging it, but there's a quiet shift happening in the shadows of the locker room. It's the kind of move that either defines a legacy or costs people their jobs. Real fans know the Super Bowl window is wide open, yet the front office just placed a massive bet on the future. Before we dive into why this choice is shaking the building, hit that like button and subscribe. If you're a faithful member of the Ramley, you need to hear this. When the Rams went on the clock and took Ty Simpson at 13, the NFL world stopped. Critics immediately jumped on the pick, calling it a waste of a resource for a team that's trying to squeeze every last drop out of the Matthew Stafford era. But here's the thing. Sean McVay isn't just looking at next Sunday, he's looking at the next decade. There's this feeling in the building that they've finally found the heir to the throne, but it comes with a massive catch. Ty Simpson isn't playing. Not today, not tomorrow, and likely not for a long time. The plan is for him to sit, to watch, and to learn behind one of the toughest guys to ever play the position. Now, this is where it gets interesting because this strategy isn't exactly popular in the modern NFL. We live in a world of instant gratification where first-round picks are expected to save franchises by week 1. But the Rams are going back to the old ways. They're looking at the success of guys like Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers, realizing that the best way to build a quarterback is to let him marinate in a winning culture. It's a risky move because it doesn't help us win another ring right now. We need depth, we need impact players, and instead we took a guy who will be wearing a headset on the sidelines. But you have to wonder if McVay knows something we don't. He's seen what happens when you throw a young kid into a house on fire. He's seen the turnover and the ruined careers of talented kids who were just never ready for the speed of this league. By bringing Simpson into this stable infrastructure, the Rams are trying to beat the system. They are betting that the environment matters more than the raw reps. It's about the culture, the preparation, and the mental toughness that only a veteran like Stafford can provide. This isn't just about a backup quarterback. This is about the identity of the Los Angeles Rams moving forward. It's about ensuring that when the Stafford era finally ends, the light doesn't just go out. It's a bold, emotional gamble on a kid with only 15 college starts. The more you look at Ty Simpson, the more you realize why the Rams were willing to take this leap of faith. But let's be honest, it's a terrifying prospect for some fans. 15 starts. That's all he had in college. Usually, that's a recipe for disaster in the NFL. We've seen so many organizations fail young quarterbacks because they expect them to be the savior before they even know how to read a pro defense. The Rams are terrified of that. They've seen the way other teams treat the position like a revolving door, eating millions in dead money and wasting years of their fans' lives. And that's the biggest question facing us right now. Can the Rams actually afford to wait? This block of the roster is built for the here and now. We have the weapons, we have the coaching, and we have the momentum. But by choosing Simpson, the front office is signaling that they believe the system can carry him until he's ready. It's an emotional tightrope walk. You're asking a fan base that's hungry for more Super Bowls to be patient with a first-round investment that isn't contributing on the field. And that creates a unique kind of pressure. Every time Stafford takes a big hit, every time the offense stalls, people are going to look at that sideline and wonder. But there's a deep-seated belief in the Rams facility that they've built a house that won't burn down. With Cliff Kingsbury in the room and McVay calling the shots, Simpson is in a developmental paradise. He's not being asked to put out a fire with gasoline. He's being asked to sit in the cool shade of a championship organization and just grow. It's a luxury most rookies never get, but it's also a burden. Because if he doesn't become that guy, if this development period doesn't turn him into a star, the Rams will have wasted the most precious asset they had to help Stafford get one more ring. The tension is real. You can feel it when you talk to people around the team. They know the stakes. They know that if Simpson fails, the transition from the Stafford era could be a long, painful road. This move is about avoiding that pain. But this is where things change. To understand why the Rams are so confident in Ty Simpson sitting, you have to look at the man he's sitting behind. Matthew Stafford is the blueprint. Remember how people talked about Stafford in Detroit? They said he couldn't win the big one, that he was just a stat patter. Then he came to Los Angeles and everything changed. He won a Super Bowl and proved he was an MVP caliber leader when given the right surroundings. The Rams know that infrastructure is everything. And that's the hidden brilliance behind this Simpson move. They aren't just teaching him a playbook, they are teaching him how to be a professional. Think about what Philip Rivers said about watching Drew Brees. It wasn't about the throws. It was about the emotional steadiness. It was about how you handle a crushing loss and how you stay the same person after a massive win. That is what Ty Simpson is buying with this gap year. He's buying the maturity of a Hall of Fame talent. And honestly, this could become something much bigger than just a succession plan. If Simpson absorbs even half of Stafford's toughness and preparation, the Rams have a monster on their hands. But there's a flip side to this that we have to talk about. The pressure on Simpson to be perfect when his time finally comes is going to be astronomical. He won't have the excuse of being a raw rookie anymore. He'll have had years in the system, years of coaching from McVay and Kingsbury, and years of watching Stafford. When he finally steps onto that field, the expectation won't just be to play well, it will be to continue a legacy. That's a heavy weight for a young man. And that is why this narrative is so gripping. We are watching the birth of the next era in real time, even if that era is currently wearing a baseball cap on the bench. Every practice rep, every film session, it's all building toward a moment that will define the Rams for the next decade. This is about ensuring the Super Bowl window never truly closes. It's about the terrifying, exciting possibility that the Rams have found a way to stay at the top forever. But if it doesn't work, we'll look back. I'm going to be honest with you guys, this move actually worries me a little bit, but in a way that makes me respect the front office even more. It's easy to pick a guy who can help you win right now. It's easy to chase the immediate high. But it takes real guts to look at your Super Bowl roster and say, we need to protect the future. I really like this move because I'm tired of seeing talented quarterbacks ruined by bad situations. Ty Simpson is being given a gift that almost no other first-round quarterback gets in 2026. He gets to breathe. He gets to make mistakes in practice where they don't cost the team a playoff spot. I think fans should pay attention to how Simpson carries himself on the sideline this year. Watch his interaction with Stafford. Watch how McVay treats him during those timeouts. This could be incredible if it works. Imagine a guy with Simpson's raw talent combined with Stafford's brain. That's a scary thought for the rest of the NFC West, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have concerns. We are in a win-now window. Matthew Stafford isn't getting any younger, and the hits are starting to pile up. If we need a spark later this season and Simpson isn't ready to provide it because we've been so focused on his long-term development, things could get ugly. It's a delicate balance between preparing for tomorrow and winning today. It feels like the Rams are playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. But even in chess, you can lose your queen if you're not careful. I want to believe Simpson is the guy. I want to believe that the sitting model is the only way to develop a true star in this league anymore. The evidence is there with guys like Patrick Mahomes and Jordan Love. It works, but it requires a level of patience that is almost non-existent in modern sports. This could become a problem if the team struggles and the fans start calling for the kid. But if we stay steady, if we trust the process that McVay has built, we might be looking at the smartest move this franchise has made. The truth is, the story of Ty Simpson and the Los Angeles Rams is only in its opening chapter. We won't know if this was a stroke of genius or a massive blunder for at least another year, maybe two. And that's the beauty of it. The uncertainty is what makes being a fan so intense. We are standing on the edge of a new era, watching the torch slowly be prepared for the handoff. But make no mistake, the pressure is mounting. The expectations in this city are sky high, and the Rams have now tied their future to a development plan that defies the modern NFL. Something bigger is still coming. You can feel it in the air. This isn't just about one draft pick. It's about a philosophy. It's about whether or not a championship culture can truly build a champion from scratch. So, I want to hear from you. Do you think the Rams are right to let Simpson sit? Or are we wasting Stafford's final years? Is this the Jordan Love plan working in LA, or is it a gamble we'll regret? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If you're riding with the Ramley through this transition, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more deep dives. The future is coming fast, and we're going to be here for every second of it. Thanks for watching, and as always, horns up. The journey is just beginning for Simpson and our Rams.